Good day, everyone. I am Maria Princess Noel Oclardi. Together with Mom Janet Rosilio, we will be discussing Internet wireless technology and telecommunication. In this video, you should be able to identify the main telecommunications network, elements and important networking technologies, determine other kinds of network, discuss how the internet technology and e-business assist each other in communication, be acquainted with the main methods of wireless networking, communication, and access to the internet, and lastly, explain the usefulness of wireless sensor networks and radio frequency identification or RFID to the business. If you own or operate in a company, you cannot function without network. You must stay in constant contact with your clients, partners, and staff. Around 1990, business utilized voice or fax communication through the phone or the postal service app. Today, however, you and your staff do this using computers, email, instant messaging, the internet, mobile computers, linked to wireless networks, and cell phone. Nowadays, networking and conducting business online go hand in hand. Telephone networks and computer networks were the two primary kinds of networks utilized by business in the past. Historically, networks handled voice communication, while computer networks handled data traffic. Throughout the 20th century, voice transmission technologies were used to build telephone networks by telephone companies. And to send data between computers in various places, computer firms established computer networks. Today's communication companies like AT&T and T and Verizon provide voice service as well as data transfer, internet access, cellular telephone service, and television programming, while voice and internet services are provided by cable providers like Cablevision and Comcast. If computers for two or more employees needed to be connected in the same office, you would require a computer network. A computer network is a set of computers sharing resources located on or provided by network nodes. Use common communication protocols over digital interconnection to communicate with each other. A network is made up of two or more connected computers in its basic form. A client computer and a dedicated server computer, network interfaces, a connection medium, network operating system software, and either a hub or a switch are shown as the main hardware, software, and transmission components in Figure 7.1. Networking operating system integrates network resources, handles network traffic, and routes communication. It can be located on each computer in all network, or it can be primarily located on a computer that serves as the server for all network application. A switch or a hub that serve as a connection point between the computer is also present in most network. A hub is a basic network connector that sends a packet or a data to every other connected device, while has the ability to filter and forward data to a specific network location. A router is a communication processor that routes data packets through several networks in order to deliver the set data to the intended recipient. To control the flow data of a network, network switches and router contain proprietary software incorporated into their hardware. As a result, network bottlenecks may develop and network configuration may become more challenging and time-consuming. The network we just described might be suitable for small business, but what about large companies in many different locations and thousands of employees? As a firm grows and collects hundreds of small local area network, this network can be tied up together into a corporate-wide network infrastructure. The network infrastructure for a large corporation consists of a large number of these small local area networks linked to other local area networks and to firm-wide corporate networks. A number of powerful servers could support a corporate website, a corporate intranet, and perhaps an extranet. Some of these servers link to other large computers supporting back-end system. As you can see in this figure, a large computer network infrastructure uses a wide variety of technologies, everything from ordinary telephone service and corporate data networks to the internet service, wireless internet, and cell phones. One of the major problems facing corporations today is how to integrate all the different communication network and channels into a coherent system that enables information to flow from one part of the corporation to another and from one system to another. As more and more communication network become digital and based on internet technology, it will become easier to integrate them. Key digital networking technologies. Contemporary digital networks and the internet are based on these three key technologies: client server computing, the use of packet switching, and the development of widely used communication standards, the most important of which is the Transmission Control Protocol, Internet Protocol, or the TCP, or for linking disparate networks and computers. Client-server computing is this distributed computing models in which some of the processing power is located within a small inexpensive client computers and resides literally on the desktop, laptops, or in handheld services. These powerful clients are linked to one another through a network that is controlled by a network server computer. Packet switching is a method of slicing digital messages into parcel called packets, sending the packets along different communication paths as they become available, and then reassembling the packets once they arrive at their destination. In this figure, data are grouped into small packets which are transmitted independently over various communication channels and reassembled at their final destination. In a typical telecommunication network, diverse hardware and software components need to work together to transmit information. Different components in a network communicate with each other only by adhering to a common set of rules called protocol. Protocol is a set of rules and procedures governing transmission of information between two points in a network. TCP and IP uses a suite protocols, the main one being TCP and IP. TCP refers to the Transmission Control Protocol, which handles the movement of data between computer. TCP establishes a connection between the computer, sequences the transfer of packets, and acknowledges the packet sent, while IP refers to the Internet Protocol, which is responsible for the delivery of packets and includes the disassembling and reassembling of packets during the transmission. This figure illustrates the four-layer of the TCP/IP reference model for communication. The first one is the application layer. It enables the client application program to access the other layers and defines the protocols that application use to exchange data. One of these application protocol is the Hypertext Transfer Protocol, or the HTTP, which is used to transfer web page files. The second one is the transport layer, is responsible for providing the application layer with communication and packet service. This layer includes TCP and other protocols. The third one is the internet layer, which is responsible for addressing, routing, and packaging data packets called IP datagrams. The internet protocol is one of the protocols used in this layer. Then the next one is the network interface layer. It is responsible for placing packets on and receiving them from the network medium, which could be any network technology. There are two ways to communicate a message in a network, either using an analog signal or the digital signal. An analog signal is represented by continuous waveform that passes through a communication medium and is being used for voice communication. The most common analog device are the telephone handset, the speaker on your computer, or your iPad earphone, all of which create analog wave form that your ear can hear. Digital signal is a discrete binary waveform rather than a continuous waveform. Digital signals communicate information as string of two discrete state, 1 bit and 0 bit, which are represented as one on and off electrical pulses. Computers use digital signals and require a modem to convert this digital signal into an analog signal that can be sent over or received from telephone lines, cable lines, or wireless media that use analog signal. There are many different kinds of networks and ways of classifying them. One of looking at networks is in terms of geographic scope. If your company uses networking, you are probably use a local area network to communicate with other staff member and organization. Local area network is designed to connect personal computers and other digital services within a half mile or 500-meter radius. LANs typically connect a few computers in a small office, all the computers in one building, or all the computers in several buildings in close proximity. While campus area network or CAN, it is up to 1,000 meter a mile, a college campus, or a corporate facility. Wire area network or the WAN is connect a large geographic region site, continents, or the entire world. The internet is the most pervasive and potent one. Computer can connect to one via leased line, satellites, or open network like the telephone network or a private cable network. Lastly, the Metropolitan Area Network or MN is a network that connects a city and its major suburbs to the rest of the metropolitan area. It is a geographic range lies in the middle between the 1 and 11. Various physical transmission media, such as twisted wire, pair wire, coaxial cable, fiber optics cable, and medium for wireless transmission, are used by networks. Each has benefits and drawbacks. Depending on the software and hardware setup, any given medium can operate at a wide variety of speed. Speed of transmission bits per second are unit used to quantify the entire quantity of digital information that be conveyed across any type of telecommunication media. One signal, shift, or cycle is needed to transfer one or more bits. Hence, the frequency of each type of telecommunication medium affects how much data can be transmitted across it. Bandwidth transmission speed is the range of frequency that can be accommodated on a particular telecommunication channel. The difference between the highest and lowest frequency that may coexist on a signal channel is known as the bandwidth. The bandwidth and transmission capacity of a channel increase as the frequency range increases. The Internet has developed into a largest public communication network in the world, rivaling the worldwide telephone network in size and scope. With the ability to connect millions of unique networks worldwide, it is also the largest client-server computer and internet working implementation in the world. How do the internet and internet technology work, and how do they support communication and e-business? So what is internet? Internet is a global computer network providing a variety of information and communication facilities consisting of interconnected network using a standardized communication process. The majority of homes and small business uses an internet service provider to connect to the internet. And service provider ISP is a commercial organization with a permanent connection to the internet that sells temporary connection to retail subscribers. One of the example of this is the Smart, the PLDT, the Globe, and the sky cable. Depending on the usage pattern and distance, digital subscriber DSL technology use existing telephone lines to transmit speech, data, and video transmission speeds ranging from 385 kbps all the way up to 3 mbps. While cable internet connection provide high-speed access to the internet of up to 40 mbps. The international telephone standard for digital transmission are the T1 and T3 for organization and governmental bodies needing high-speed guarantee service levels. These are leased and dedicated lines. T3 lines can deliver at 45 Mbps, whereas T1 lines can guarantee transmission at 1.45 Mbps. The internet only offers best effort, not the same guaranteed service level. The client-server model underlies the Internet. Client applications such as web, browser, and software are installed on user PCs provide them control over what they do when using the Internet. The information is kept on server including email messages and web messages. A client requests information from a certain web server located on a remote computer via the Internet, and the server responds by sending the requested information back to the client via the Internet. The services available to client computers connected to the Internet are numerous, like the Internet service of email, chatting, and instant messaging, newsgroup or electronic forums, telnet, file transfer protocol, and the World Wide Web. Through the use of email, messages can be sent from one computer to another and can be forwarded, routed to numerous recipients, or attached with text or multimedia asset. Today, the majority of email is sent over the internet. Chatting allows two or more individuals who are online at the same time to have a real-time interactive conversation, as well as supporting written chat. Chat system today also offers voice and video chat. Consumer instant messaging platforms includes Window Messenger, Google Talk, and the Yahoo Messenger. In news group, individuals from all over the world discuss a certain subject such as radiology or rock bands on electronic bulletin boards on the internet. The telnet logging on one computer system and doing work on another, while the file transfer protocol or the FTF, it is the transferring files from computer to computer, and lastly the World Wide Web, which is retrieving, formatting, and displaying information including text, audio, graphic, and video using hypertext links. Voice over IP. It is a technology that allows you to make voice call using a broadband internet connection instead of a regular or analog phone line. A common platform for voice transmission and a business networking is now the internet. Voice over IP is a technology uses packet switching to provide voice data in digital form, eliminating the fees incurred by local and long-distance telephone networks. So how the voice over IP works. Voice over IP services convert your voice into a digital signals that travel over the internet. If you are calling a regular phone number, the signal is converted to a regular phone signal before it reaches the destination. Voice over IP can allow you to make call directly from a computer, a special voice over IP phone, or a traditional phone connected to a special adapter. In addition, wireless hotspot in locations such as airport, parks, and cafes allow you to connect to the internet and may enable you to use the voice over IP service wirelessly. Unified communication and virtual private networks. In the past, the company networks for wired and wireless data, voice communication, and video conferencing run independently from one another and required the information system department to maintain them separately. However, business can now use a unified communication technology to combine several communication channels into a signal accessible service. Unified communication integrates disparate channels for voice communication, data communication, instant messaging, email, and electronic conferencing into a single experience by which user can seamlessly switch back and forth between the different communication models. A virtual private network is a secure, encrypted private network that has been configured within a public network to take advantage of the economies of scale and management facilities of a large such as the internet. The next reporter will be Ma'am Janet to discuss the web report. Thank you for listening.